What's up, Relay? This is Peter Bromka. I am here with Lindsey Hein, and it is 2026. Happy New Year, Lindsey.
Happy New Year.
I feel like everyone is in that middle zone where they're like, am I going to go full New Year, new me? Or am I going to kind of slide into I'm not taking resolution seriously. I'm just locking down my best behaviors, which is the same thing, but it's just sort of like how people are talking about it. Or they're just living their damn life and they're like, whatever, new month. Where are you in this spectrum?
I am torn. I think that there's this better than thou personality that is like, I don't need resolutions. This is already like my everyday life. I do this every day. I don't need to step up in the new year.
Every damn day.
Yeah. Go hard. And I'm like, you know what? It is a nice, refreshing time to evaluate and reset. And I think it's a great thing. I'm all for it. I got myself a new planner that I'm going to use for about 3 weeks, And I had my kids write down 3 things they're grateful for, 3 goals, and it was a complete train wreck, but we did it.
Look at that.
I know.
That's nice.
I know.
Lee Glandorf, who is wonderful, and you should check out the Sweat Lookbook on Substack. She had a great, it comes out on Mondays, and she wrote today about how the hard part about the new year is that it comes right after the beautiful holiday 2 weeks of what day is it? I've been in my sweats and I've just been having an extra candy that's left over underneath the tree. She's like, that juxtaposition just really doesn't work for me. So her whole newsletter today was trying to prioritize going to the gym looking like a bum, looking sloppy.
My other thing is that the new year began on a Thursday. And I'm
Okay.
and then kids go back to school on a Monday, this Monday, at least mine did. And I'm like, just finish off the weekend. Today should be the day.
Oh, no, it doesn't count. Yeah.
January 5th is the real start of the new year. Don't you agree?
If someone's like, I turned my life around on Friday or Thursday, I'm like, hey, look at you, little extra credit, try harder. I'm like,
this is
no, I'm not.
I love this, Lindsey. You're doing the opposite of Larry David when he's like, it's been enough time. We don't have to say Happy New Year anymore. You're like, no, actually,
I'm opposite.
There's the Roman calendar, and then there's the Lindsey calendar. It's this is the official New Year.
I'm a big fan of Happy New Year. Just stretch it out. I'm going to try to get to January 20th. Let's go for it. Yeah.
Wait, okay. First of all, Matt has joined us in the intro. We did not include you, but you're here. Hello, Matt. Second, I have a really good Larry David comment. For those listening, if you're a Seinfeld fan or Curb Your Enthusiasm fan, you understand Larry David. When we were out of town, one of our chickens went missing, and our neighbor behind us watches our chickens. It babisits, and a month ago, one of their chickens died. So Glenn, my husband, is full Larry David mode, trying to create this story that the neighbor stole our chicken. And I'm like, this is the most Curb Your Enthusiasm scenario I've ever witnessed in my entire life. He doesn't really believe it, but I'm sort of thinking, wait, I think he's kind of buying into this story.
Chicken thief.
So he has now talked himself into the story.
Yes. And I'm just in my head creating this entire episode over this scenario where Susie's like, nobody stole your GD chicken,
So is the theory that one of their chickens died and they didn't have the heart to tell their kids, so instead of having to break the news, they just stole one of your chickens? So it's
Glenn's
it's
sending...
what's it called? It's Meet the Fockers. So it's
all right, spray paint on the
tail, and now we're all good.
Yeah, but their chicken that died was white with some brown in it. Our dead chicken, well, wherever she may be, is one of our black chickens. So they don't look alike.
No,
so
some black spray paint can fix that for them, not for you. Yeah, which direction we going?
Right.
I wanted to make sure I take this moment at the top of the hour to the 3 hosts of Road to the Trials are speaking to each other right now, and I want to give a
top of the hour. This is like we're a radio show. Traffic on the 11s.
Yeah, hold on. Don't go down the highway. I'm pretty sure it's backed up. Daniel Correa called my bluff after last episode. Towards the bottom of the hour, Lindsey and I were discussing Road to the Trials, and I said, if you're listening to this deep into Relay and you have not listen to Road to the Trials, Venmo me for $100 because I'm willing to bet everyone is. And Daniel said, hey, he requested $100. I have not paid him. I've been, trying to make it through the holidays. And, but I really respected that he called my bluff. And if you are listening to this and you haven't listened to Road to the Trials, we came out with an episode today with Ben Rosario, who is always a joy to talk to. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun over there. So back to the relay.
I have a comment about the last relay episode, though. The last relay episode. I was for sure on some heavy painkillers that day. Because I had my foot surgery. I had my bone shaved for my Haglund's deformity. And I, looking back, when you were like, Lindsey, were you not even there when this conversation kept being brought up? I was like, you know what? Maybe I wasn't, because actually I was laying on the couch with my foot elevated. And if you remember, I did not have my camera turned on.
Yeah.
I might have been half asleep. I for sure was in a haze. But you know what? I showed up.
Yeah, you really did. I mean, my goal personally is to not reach the point where I'm podcasting alone, because I'm not sure the types of things I'll say if I'm just alone in front of a microphone. But that was as close as I've ever gotten, was just talking to a drugged up Lindsey on the couch, who I was like, I could say anything right now. And she would just be like, yeah, man.
That sounds great.
Friends, this weekend is both World Cross Country in Florida and Houston Half Marathon and Marathon. Although we're calling it the half marathon because it's really half marathon season. Like it's that race is getting most of the shine this year, is my understanding.
As it should. And can I just say, I was going to go right into this because I have a strong opinion. It's not a hot take because it's like
keeping us warm with these takes.
Well, because it's not a hot take because it's inarguable. I think at this point, I think it's just like a matter of us just like crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Can we just have the Houston half marathon be the USATF half marathon champs? I mean, why isn't this just a standing tradition? Like the New Haven 20K is like always the 20K champs. Don't get me started on why there's a 20K champ and then essentially
never
21K.
Run a 20K.
And then
what would it possibly be like?
And then a 21K champ, which is the half marathon.
Yeah.
Like there's a 1K difference. But either way, this is what it should be. Every year, it should be Houston. It's the perfect timing where everyone who's doing a fall race is totally going to be able to do it. Everyone who did the fall is recovered. Everyone who's doing a spring marathon will be ready.
Totally.
It's the perfect weather. It's a huge field. You know that the race organizers can handle it. It's in a major city, so it's easy to get to. Why not just solidify it and just have it going forward? I don't understand. They're already getting the field.
Because my sense is that the U.S. championships are assigned based on like the organizing committee pitching and there's being certain prize money. But I mean, yeah, Houston has it all rocking and rolling. It should definitely, if it's not, it's already the unofficial U.S. half marathon.
I'm sure there's a pitching mechanism. Like, all right, you come to us and you apply whatever the standard process is for this. I feel like let's just get rid of that. Let's just like have the two groups come together and figure it out, because there isn't a better option. There just isn't, unless we can come up with like, I mean, I don't even know, like maybe like a June 1st kind of race. That's like a little bit, that's a couple months after Boston. But even then, like it's going to get pretty warm. I don't know. I just think like this is the time of year.
But here's my question. Last year, the half champs, was that a standalone race? Like, was it?
But remember, that was all like it all got messed up because there was supposed to be the world champs that then got in.
Right. They didn't actually have the world champs for half.
Yeah, it didn't have. So you were all gung ho about the half champs before I was even aware of them. And I remember that geekery, Lindsey. But then it kind of got messed up. So I agree. This is the perfect time of year to burn it hot.
They're all going to be there anyway. They're all, meaning the star-studded lineup of women that I have written down on my piece of paper. Do I have any idea what men will be on the starting line? No, I do not.
The Citius Mag graphic isn't like size 4 font because there's so many people.
Galen Rupp is still listed as a 59:47 half marathoner because that's his PR.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm always a little bit
you
bitter
would still
that
be listed as a 219 marathoner, Peter.
exactly. I was just going to say, I'm a little bitter. The pros get to be listed as their PR indefinitely, and the amateurs, they're like, "What have you done for me lately in the last 11 months?" And we're like, "Oh, come on! Like, we should be introducing each other with our PRs for the end of time."
Can you start doing that when you introduce yourself to people? Peter Bromka,
it's going to be.
219.
Oh God. Sorry, that's so douchey.
What do you mean start doing it? I thought he's been doing it on the reg.
Yeah, like, here we are. And then down in Florida is cross country. Have either of you ever been to the Tallahassee cross country course?
No. Have not.
This is a wrinkled story. They have an amazing facility, I'll call it, because it has large fields for parking. It has a crushed gravel loop it's mostly crushed gravel, some grass. They have a couple different loops so that they can create like 6Ks, 8Ks, 10Ks, 12Ks, which you would think would just be a 2K loop over and over. But no, it's a little more complex than that. But then because it's World Cross, I don't know if they were mandated. Someone might know this if they had to do this, but they added a hill, they added sand, they added like water features, they added logs to jump over that are shaped like alligators. I encourage everyone to Google this.
They added a hill?
They built a hill like you would build a concert stage.
Wow.
As someone who went to that race, I ran in Florida in December of 21 and exploded so royally around 6K of a 10K race because of the heat and humidity. There is a hill on that course. And I will fight anyone who says there's not, because the backside of it, it's a kicker. It's like a small kicker, but like, it's not like you're in Florida and you gain no feet. This is like it's a very fast course. Connor Mance has run quite quickly there. He won a NCAA national title there, but like, it is a hard enough course and a fast enough course combo. So I'm a big fan of runnable. I like to run, not kind of like slog. And I'm a big fan of that course, but we'll have to see how it runs with all these funny features. It's like a miniature golf course now.
Yeah, the sand is interesting to me. Like, how much sand? Like, how far are we going in the sand? Is it squishy sand? Like, what's the deal?
It's also like, well, cross country is really,
but like, you know what I mean?
In the super shoe era, cross country has gotten more complex, because if it's going to be hard packed, you actually really benefit from running in super shoes. But then if it's going to be squirrely and sandy and gross, then maybe not. So you have to break down percentage wise and what you can handle. I ended up running 10K cross country in Vaporflies because I was like, I know it's not the best traction, but when I'm bouncing down the road, down the gravel path, quote unquote. So yeah, I don't know. We shall see. I'm going to go with Kenya does really well.
No way.
Yeah.
How much research did you do for this? This is amazing.
I'm going to try to cool down. This is a cool take that's trying to cool off the competitors in Florida.
Seems like anytime we host anything cross-country related, as in the United States, the international field just scoffs at what we view as cross-country. Essentially, like, the rest of the world views cross-country how we view trail running. So it's like, we should just put this on a trail course. Because like this happens every time. They're like, look at these Americans. They have to like manufacture this course. Like, just put it on a trail course. Like, why are we building a hill in Florida? We have 49 other states we could put this in that have trails. Like, we're making fake alligators.
We have real alligators.
This sounds like, first of all, we have real alligators. Let's, in for a dime, in for a dollar. And then also, like, it sounds like we're building like a little putt-putt course. Like, we got the fake hill, we got the fake alligators, we got some
There should just be a big windmill that like clears out some of the competitors.
Right, we have some nice parking lot. We're good. This is putt-putt. So let's just go to like the Black Canyon course outside of San Antonio and run it there. Like, that's cross country. Like, that. What are we talking about?
I want to create a flag on the play when Matt mentions too much trail running, because I can see it in Lindsay's eyes.
And I will also have a flag for when you mention Vaporflies.
No, I just started thinking about other sports. I was thinking about golf when you said that. My ADHD brain was just like, oh, I should talk about that show that I just watched, Stick, that's about golf. That was really good. That's what I was at. That's where my eyes were actually going, if you want to be honest. And then I was like, I crossed it out and I was like, no, don't bring that up. So,
I see. You write it down and cross it out. You're such a to-do list person. You're like, and I've completed that. Matt, maybe we can put this out to the listeners. This Friday is the ultimate Peter and Lindsey showdown.
Oh.
The venerable Oregon Ducks are playing the upstart best team
Hoosiers.
in America, Hoosiers, the unassailable Goliath.
You can't beat Signati.
The best team in the country by far, that everyone agrees that Oregon Ducks get to be the underdog in opposition to.
I'm going to be crushed.
There should be something. We need something to wager.
Well, I've been told by my football-loving household that it is harder to beat a team twice in the same season. So the boys are telling me that it would have been better if we weren't playing Oregon since we've already beat you this year. I'm going to be crushed. Did you in October?
I don't remember because it didn't matter. It's just a warm-up.
All right, first of all, there are plenty of things that we can have at stake, and I think it can be podcast related. This is what we need to have at stake. The loser of the podcast, the loser of the game on the next podcast needs to wear attire from the team that beat them.
Fair. Ugh.
Do you know how much money I just spent at the IU bookstore, though, on my entire family?
I saw some photos on your Instagram.
I literally...
And Peter should have to, so then you'll have to buy some more gear.
I will mail Peter a Signati shirt. I can't
We're
buy
just trying to rub two of Phil Knight's dollars together over here to get our program on the map. That's just...
When you said Phil Knight, I started thinking Bobby Knight, and then I'm just all confused now.
Oh, who's your mania over here?
I know.
Yeah, exactly. Look at you. Wow.
R.I.P. But listen, I was so excited about the Rose Bowl situation. This past weekend, I was like, should we invite a couple people over to watch the game? Okay. How many people do you think, like one by one, Sunday or was it what day was it? I can't get my days straight because of winter break. Friday. One by one, by the time the morning rolled around, Glenn was like, how many people have you invited to our house? It just kept
Dude, you have 30 people in your house on a random Wednesday. Like, I can't even imagine like a scheduled event.
It wasn't even scheduled. I was like so day of. I was like, come over, come watch the game. Just I get very, very excited, and I was going to be very sad if we lost. So
I don't like, what is it? It's like a double distaste. I don't even like that I kind of like Indiana. Like, it's easy for me to hate Alabama. It's easy for me to dislike Ohio State because,
we're not hateable.
Indiana, you are like the lover of underdogs. Like, you are that person. So you can't like by like dint of your
we are the underdog.
Charisma.
University of Oregon is the underdog.
No, knock it off.
We lost the game.
Knock it off.
And
no.
But we're the lifelong underdogs.
Yes, Indiana football is the definition of underdogs. Like, Lee Corso made his name in college football because like he won one bowl game as the Indiana head coach. Like, this is like remarkable. I mean, obviously he was a great player for Florida State at the same time, but it's like, this is fantastic. If they weren't playing Oregon, you'd be all in on Indiana, and which is totally fine. Like, I love the fact that you're still riding for, for Oregon. But let's be real, it's not like they're playing Tufts, so it's not really your school. But
man.
With all due respect,
I'm a quarter century into having to hear this jazz about how I can't be an Oregon fan.
Hey, I actually went to IU. I know.
Congrats.
IU, guys.
Listen, it's not nearly as bad as Lindsey's husband, who tries to claim two different Big Ten teams at the same time, which is absolutely
he probably
ridiculous.
hurts his neck like switching hats so quickly.
Here's
all right,
deal,
enough college football. I will find you some apparel.
This is what I'm excited about. I just want the record to show I am IU through and through. I go to Michigan football games and support Michigan for my family because that's what they do, and it's fun to be a part of it. If IU was playing Michigan, I would cheer for IU. If IU was playing Michigan, he would cheer for Michigan. It doesn't make any sense. And I told my boys, I was like, y'all need to make a statement about this coach because it ain't good. The Michigan coach. So.
Oh, Yeah, well,
Like,
I mean,
just make sure that people know you're supporting the team, not the coach.
I saw you post about that, and I'm like, I don't think anyone in the world is like, I bet Lindsey's supporting that guy.
No, I know that, but
Like, I was really concerned that Lindsey was in the
No,
camp of the
but
man who has caused a lot of trouble.
The funny thing is, Matt and I were having words about Ohio State and Michigan, and my boys like to say Ryan Day, the Ohio State coach, has a punchable face. And then this news came out about the Michigan coach, and he's like, this sounds a lot worse than having a punchable face.
A punchable face. Fair.
I want to combine here. I think we can segue to some of our runners here from this. That like the Coach Cignetti all-time line from initial press conference, which he did a great job of planning it out. They ask him about like, what do you say to recruits? And he just drops the super cool, no emotions, just I win. Google me. Is like that is like the vibe that we're getting from some of these Road to the Trials people, which I love. Like the people who are classic, like super quiet, but like just crushers. Like we need to have like the awards. Like we need to have like the I just win Google me award. And I feel like there's a couple people who like could be in that mix.
Let's make an award for that.
All right, I'm going to work on this.
And we can call it, and the people who are like in the running, we can say they're ripping cigs, like Cignetti. And I think also they're
that's so good. We give them the Cignetti Award.
Yes.
We give them the Cignetti Award. From all of our Road to the Trials interviews, who would be in the running for the Sig Award? Tessa Barrett.
I just win. Google me. I love her vibe for sure. I think one of those is just like because he doesn't get the attention he deserves, and he's quiet. Is Footsum?
Yes,
right. Because that's the idea. Like he like, super, like just produces at a high level, quiet, flies under the radar. Like Footsum, like nails that. Right. I think another one because he wins at a lower level, and then when he has stepped up, it's now like knocking on the door. Is Joe Whalen. Like
I knew you were going to say that Joe Whalen
because he's Mr. Quiet, right? Like he's on the radar, but then like here he comes. So he's like this is like Cignetti like 2 years ago.
Peter's favorite.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I'll have him back on. Thanks. Sorry. Like if you twist my arm, here we go. I'm a big fan of the people who it's like we didn't mean it as a litmus, but we try to record at different times in the middle of the day based on time zones, and the sign of a true like working person's marathoner is when they're like, I'm sorry, none of those times work for me because I work full time. And I'm like, damn, like that's a next level. Like I'm busy during those hours and then I'm putting in 100 and gajillion miles a week. You're going to have to work around that. And they're always very kind, but I'm like JP Flavin just said that to me yesterday. And I was like, I can't wait to have you on. You're so fast. You're so cool looking. Seem like a nice guy and you work a lot. So game on.
Wait, why is he cool looking? Does he have like a sleeve of tats or something?
Uh-huh.
Oh, really? I just made that up.
No, yeah. No,
I think
absolutely.
like the Cignetti Hall of Fame award from the women's side, and I think this gets lost now because of how vocal she is, would be like if you did like the first 10 years of Des Linden's career was pure Cignetti. Like she was not.
Yeah.
The media landscape was very different, but she wasn't someone that you heard about, but like she just went out and crushed constantly, was always under the radar. Like now, like she's one of the, has like the most highest rated podcast in running, and she's very available and all for the better. I'm so glad that she has really embraced the media side of the sport. But the first 10, 15 years of her running career was not like that.
Grinding.
No. Friends, we are officially in the time of year where my wife is like, isn't it always like running time of year? Because I'm like, oh, we got to watch this marathon. Then we got a flow track indoor meet to stream. And she's like, okay, I'm not sure this sport ever really relents. And I'm like, exactly.
It literally never does. Great. Are we going to talk about this list of who's running the half? All of our friends are running, including Erica Kim.
All right, Brady. Erica Kim. Read it. I want you to read it, but in order of how you think they're going to do.
Oh, I can't do that.
Lindsey would never do that because she's either friends with them or she wants to get them on the podcast.
No, of this list, so we've got Taylor. I've only not had I think I've had all of these ladies on the podcast. We've got Taylor Rowe, Amanda Vestry, Annie Frisbee, Dakota Popane, Susanna Sullivan, McKenna Myler, Erica Kemp, Natasha Rogers, Maggie
Jeez
Montoya,
Louise.
and Nell Rojas. And Annie
Nell
Rodenfels
Rojas!
is debuting.
Back.
Yeah, Nell.
Yeah.
I know. I'm excited to see what she does. And Annie Rodenfels is debuting the half. That'll be
Hell
interesting.
yeah. Annie Rodenfels.
Yeah. Yeah, she's badass.
Oh shoot.
Annie
yeah.
Rodenfels is definitely in the ripping cigs category.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If she
Totally.
wins this, she might go right to the top of the list of like the Signetti Award winner.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm just gonna.
No.
I think that we got to put our girl Erica Kemp at the top of the list because she's part of this team, and
question.
we're rooting for her, for sure.
Yes, we absolutely are.
And she knows Houston. I mean, last year was when she ran that 222 in Houston and had that massive breakthrough. So I think it's fun that she's doing the half, though. That'll be exciting.
And I think there's a huge benefit to people who train in the northern part of the U.S. going into Houston, because if it's an abnormally cold day at Houston, which it can be, we've all been there when it's been like 40 degrees and windy. It's like, this does not feel fun because it can really, really get windy at the Houston. Like I was there one time. I walked out of my hotel and almost got blown over. It was like a 50-mile wind gust, like almost lifted me up in the air. And it was like, damn, this was on like the morning of the race. It was like, good grief. Like, this is really going to be a pain in the butt. So if you're coming from a place that's already cold, I feel like you're like, this is just what I run in every day. Like, it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
As opposed
That'll
to
be
like,
fine.
I was expecting warmer temperatures. I've been running in warmer temperatures. Now I'm not used to running in the cold in a singlet. And I think that's not going to be the reason why someone doesn't win. But I think if two people are equal, I think that does create a nice little benefit for the northern runner.
But it'd be fair to say that a lot of people are running in colder weather. I mean, we've got Annie Frisbee and Dakota. They're Minnesota gals.
For sure.
Yeah. So I think that you have a good point. I mean, I'm never going to bet against Natasha Rogers for sure.
No.
She actually, she's a good one for the SIG award.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
For sure.
You
Remember
guys are
how
definitely
Erica
giving
Kemp?
Don't
everyone
call me Natasha
props.
Rogers, ripping cigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, remember was it Erica that was saying like, when she gets that look on her face, like, I don't want to be chased by Natasha Rogers.
Yeah.
Was Erica saying
It
that?
was.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, well, okay. Of this list, the Rip and Sigs award, in my opinion, goes to Natasha Rogers, Annie Rodenfels, and one more. I don't know.
I don't think she's gotten
Maybe
I
Nell.
don't think she's gotten the breakout win, but the person who's in that list and should be, but probably is the most unheralded, so kind of sets herself up for that, would be Maggie Montoya.
She's
Yeah.
consistent.
She's consistent.
She's
for
very,
sure.
very consistent. I'm excited to see what Erica can do. I was just looking up her half marathon PRs from Houston 2 years ago, which,
Okay.
was like, I don't know anything about her effort level that day, but it was more, I'm assuming it was more of a, like, get a solid number on the board versus, because, a 67, which some of these women are running, is different than a 69. Like, you are just truly running a different race. And so
Totally.
Vestry last year, just like throwing caution to the wind, Taylor Rowe running 67:22. Like, these are some serious times. And these are, then you're putting American record like on watch. You're like shooting for, trying to get in that zone. So I don't know how many video camera, like streaming cameras will be on course, but it'd be fun to see if there is a real pack of US women, just going for broke from the front.
Oh, it's going to be super fun. I'm excited about this. I mean, the only other time Houston has been as exciting to watch, in my opinion, was when Kira was going for the American record and got that in the marathon. And then Sarah Hall was going for the half marathon American record. That was a really exciting day.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the lineup at Houston is always so deep in the half. And what about the dudes, though? I don't even know who's running. Can you guys fill that? Can you guys take over for that?
Galen Rupp. Let's go.
Galen.
He's back
Matt's
moving
looking
well.
it up.
All right. Yeah, we got quite the list here. I'm not going to go through all of them that Sidious Mag did a great job of highlighting. This was from 3 days ago, so I'm assuming it's pretty up to date. We got Galen, got Hillary Bohr, Bia Sambasa, Sam Chalanga, Andrew Colley, Alex Mayer, Cam Levins. We're going to extend it to the North America list. Reid Fisher, Rory Linklater, Ryan Ford, Daniel Mikelski, Ryan Barraza, Aaron Gruen from Rhode Island, but repping.
I was like, why are we so excited?
Well, Aaron Gruen's like the most captivating person I've ever talked to in terms of like what he's able to do. He's a world-class musician. He is a doctor, and he is the world record holder for, I forget the country.
Wait, who is
their
this?
national marathon record holder, and he's like 26.
Who is this?
Aaron Gruen.
Oh, we got to interview this guy.
Well, you can listen to the Rambling Runner podcast if you want to hear more about him. We also have some interesting debuts. Got Casey Klinger, Isaiah Rodriguez. Yep, Rory Linkletter right there.
Tell me this. Tell me this isn't Rip and Sigs vibes right here.
Lindsey is showing. Here's my thing, though. My thing about Rory, I am a little worried. He's a YouTuber. And the thing that happens with YouTubers is the steady expectation of content pulls at them to the point where they deplete themselves and stop performing at the same level. So
he's not going to do that.
He ran
CIM.
He paced
CIM. He paced the Marathon Project. And I'm like, that's great for content, bro. When are you going to, he's running very fast, but is he stretching himself thin is my concern.
No, I don't
We're
think
going to get another hateful DM.
Not only is his hair on point, I get ads about
You just dropped the bro in there, and now we're gonna get some other DMs. That was disgusting and bad for the sport, Peter. How you said that?
Disgusting, bad for the sport. If anyone would appreciate me bringing him up and creating potential content around my fear that he's not going to be at his level, because if you recall, go find a relay episode from 2 months ago. I was like, we need to appreciate the Rory Linkletter moment that we're in, because the way he's running back to back 2:06 marathons will not continue indefinitely.
He's still really young, though, just so you know.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I don't even know if he's
be rooting
30.
against him, but I don't mind if he picks his spots a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. So
I'm all in. I'm all in on the Rory train. I mean, I can't even say Rory because I can't do the RO roll there, but I am all in. I don't think he's spreading himself too thin. I think that he's probably got great people that are taking video and editing and doing all that.
He's a wonderful man.
I'm a huge fan.
Oh, I noticed. I forget. Is he still coached by John Green? I'm not sure. This is where they drop their coach. They start independent coaching. Then they start making videos saying I've totally revitalized, reinstituted my life, and then it just starts to it leaks into morass.
I think he is still being coached by John Green. I highly recommend going and listening to him on I'll Have Another podcast after he ran Chicago. It's one of my favorite episodes I've ever recorded. And that is a little bit recency bias, a little bit. I'm just on this huge Rory kick, but I think he's super smart. And there's a lot in that episode that you can learn about, the evolution of who he has had coaching him and whatnot.
Okay, I'll go check it out. He's one of the few men that's allowed on the I'll Have Another podcast. So I'm, as a fellow male who's been allowed on that podcast, I'll go listen to it. No, I'm very excited to see what he can do. I'm going to
stop, as my kids would say, I'm going to stop glazing on him now.
Exactly. My fear of the half marathon is, and what part of the reason I love about the marathon is no one really... Well, increasingly people are doing all these stacking marathons, but one of my favorite things about it traditionally has been no one goes in and is well, that was a C race for me. They're just they go in guns blazing and they try to run a marathon. Half marathon, if I could layer on an asterisk on this list and say which athletes are actually trying their hardest and are not using this as a building block, it would be fun to know, because because half marathons tend to be it went okay, I'm really building up for Boston, and you're like, give me a break, man, that's in 100 days, go guns blazing. So anyways,
you just gotta go. Okay, sponsor pause. This episode of Relay is sponsored by Nugs.
Let me go get my Nugs.
This is Peter's favorite
Nugs. I had Nugs this morning for my run.
And what'd you think?
Dude, I'm a big fan. So they're advertised as sour gummies, right? So it's chewable. You get the electrolytes in there too. I would say this, and this is a shout out to our our producer, Emma, who listens to these shows, she's not the biggest sour fan. So she was worried, like, is these going to be too sour for me? I would say on the sour scale, they're like a 2.5 out of 10. So I think they technically have to say they're sour in terms of like, you don't want to misguide somebody. I would not say that they're too sour. They're fantastic. And I love them for morning stuff. So like, I don't like to have too much in my belly when I do a morning run, but I like to have a little bit. And I'm just addicted to candy. So like for me, this checks all the boxes. I'm a big fan of Nugs. And my friend Tommy Martin got his own flavor, blue raspberry. Like, so I'm all about like that flavor too. So like,
wait, how do we get flavors named after us? How do we get our own flavors?
I want to work on this.
I want a flavor. I want like a Hein.
Yeah, what would your flavor be?
Ooh,
cranberry chaos.
I love a grape flavor.
And it's a picture of your household, just like.
It's a lot.
One piece of utility about the Nugs, I tore open the bag and threw it in that center console of my car. It is decently, it's like a solid gummy, so it doesn't, it's not going to disintegrate once the bag is open. And I've been enjoying, I'll be like, I feel like I fueled for this run if I drive to a trailhead or drive to meet someone, but then there's no hesitation about like having one or two from that bag right before I head out, which has allowed me to be better fueled. We were talking about that whole dynamic of people who, when you're on a run and you're like, do I really need this gel? It costs like $4. Like, maybe I'll just go without this gel.
Eat it. Like Nugs, you actually want to eat. Like for me, I have to pull myself back from eating them. I'm like, this is not candy.
Right.
Like I should probably save these for when I need them.
Right. I know. My kids are like, can I have some of those? And I'm like, well, I mean, if we go on a hike, this is our treat like halfway through, but this isn't going to be like your after school snack. Okay, guys. The thing is the Paige, the woman who founded it alongside her husband, she is a dietitian and she kept fueling with like Sour Patch Kids because she loves that taste. And she was like, okay, I need to create something that has electrolytes in it too, that is actually like what I need when I run. So she really like created this out of wanting to fill a need for herself. So listen up, y'all. You can save 15% if you use the code RELAY. Go to nugsnutrition.com and use the code RELAY for 15% off. You will thank us because it's delicious and it's got all the ingredients that you need, and you are supporting us and a small business when you use Nugs. So go check them out. nugsnutrition.com, code RELAY for 15% off.
Yeah, if you go check out the Nugs website, you look at it and you think, this is in keeping with Relay. Like the vibes for here are
like, this is fun.
This is fun. This is goofy enough, and it's also well done.
And I also want to say this isn't part of the ad, but it's true. Like now that people are like diving so like neck deep into carb fueling, and it's great. And we talked about this with Ben Rosario last week on the Road to the Trials pod, is that like some people are just taking too much, but I think there's also like, you only want to take so many gels. Like I think you reach a point, if you're only running for 2 hours, you're probably not going to reach that point. But if you're like doing an ultra or you're doing a marathon that takes you, 4, 5, 6 hours, at some point you're like, dude, I can't take another gel. So it's nice to have other sources of carbohydrates. And this is where I think that like these kinds of products, and Nugs specifically, can fill that gap for people. Even if they're like, listen, I don't want to fuel 100% of my run on like gummies. I totally get that. However, I think it is nice to mix it up a little bit, especially if you're going to be out there for a long time.
I think you have to trust your gut, trust your palate. Like it's fun to look forward. You're like, Lindsay's like, do I get it? I think it's fun to look forward to something that you're going to fuel with. So it's fun to switch things up. It's fun to like be like, oh, I'm looking forward to that flavor, which means I will eat more of it, which means I will perform better.
Just don't confuse it with your other gummies. If you take other kinds of gummies.
Clear.
Because they do look a little bit like my cornbread gummies that do have THC in them.
Also, make sure your kids don't confuse them with your other gummies.
Yeah, that's right. This is just make sure you keep them in the suggested packaging that they come in.
Lindsay, don't like take everything and empty it into one big gallon jug. Oh man, I had not considered that.
They look a lot like the cornbread gummies. I'm serious. They really do. They're the same like kind of size and everything.
Type of story that I would, if I even begin to mention it to Julia, my wife, she looks at me like halfway through the story. She's like, what are you doing? I decided at some point over the break, I got so annoyed by all these ads for all these little like salt packets
yeah.
that are like, you need this salt packet to perform. You need a gargantuan amount of potassium. And I was like, I posted like, when did it become such a thing that everyone thinks they need all these salt packets? And the replies, I swear to God, it's just
people get offended.
I understand that identity on the internet has totally been, I mean, mostly we're talking to like Russian bots nowadays, but I'm still in my mind sitting in like 2016, 2017 Twitter where people like knew me and then like I recognized them. So people are like, I'm sorry, have you ever run an ultra marathon before? And I'm like,
never.
No, tell me about it. And then my favorite reply was, I said, I think people should, I finished my post with, I think people should eat food and drink water. And he wrote, as someone who just ran back-to-back ultra marathons for charity, you're wrong. And I was like,
you're like, would you like to see my resume, sir?
I'm like, oh, sweet. I mean, but also, Lindsey, this is hard. I still clearly have some bad social media behaviors, but I have gotten, through careful introspection, gotten rid of, I mean, the amount of snark, if this was 2018, the amount of snark I would have been like, oh yeah, if you're going to be out there for as long as you're going to be out there, you should definitely take those. Like, I mean, I could have come up with so many ways to fillet this guy, but no, I'm just like, hey, I reshared his post and said, I'm thinking of making this my profile. Like,
well, that's the problem with Threads and Twitter is like, there's no nuance in anything. People just go straight for the jugular with their big opinions. A side note, there is a huge, and you know this, there's a huge difference in need for salt for some people than other people. Like some people finish a marathon and their whole face is crusty white and they need like double the salt that you, Peter Bromka, might need. So
I have an above average salt rate. So
oh, do you? Okay.
I'm not gonna put up with this salt slander over here. Yeah. But I also consume, crackers with salt, and then I consume, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to get into it, but I don't think we should be spending too much of our disposable income on table salt. I just think
one more topic and then we'll have to wrap up, which is really funny. Peter saw me comment on this like fitness bros Instagram. This guy who's like, one of those like, like true.
What was this argument
guys.
about? I forget. Oh yeah.
Okay, this guy who's like a fast fitness bro, he runs a 2:31 marathon or something. That's his chip time. His watch time was 2:28, and his goal was to break 2:30. So instead of
no, you're off by an hour. No, you're off by an hour.
Oh, it's 3:28. Okay, it's not that fast. Okay.
3:30. Yes.
Sorry. So he said his goal was to break 3:30. So his chip time, he actually runs over 3:30, like 3:31 or something. And then but his time, because he like stopped to go to the bathroom or something and stopped his watch. And then whatever it was at exactly 26.2 was 3:28. So he tells the world that he ran a 3:28. And I'm like, and the people are just slaying him. And then he does this post about it. And I'm like, my guy, I get what you're saying. And you do not know this world. You do not claim a time that is not your chip time. That is just like, I mean, I remember like 15 years ago, I had a friend claiming a half marathon time that was the same situation because she didn't include her bathroom break. And I was like, well, that's not how it actually works. It's like start
that's your potential.
To finish.
You got that. You have that in your future, likely, if you stick with it.
Right. But like, I'm not a 3:10 marathoner. I'm a 3:11 marathoner, even though I stopped at the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, and a lot of these aren't even bathroom breaks, right? It's just like no one runs the perfectly tangented course.
Sure.
Like also your GPS watch is not perfect. Like obviously you zoom in on the map, you're going to see some like gyrations, stuff like that. Like this is the way it goes. Again, if someone's new to running, I can totally see this.
Totally.
And
it's not a big deal.
With the best of intentions making this mistake. I will say, if you know better and you're still claiming it, like, I guess my point is like, now you're just doing it to talk about it, as opposed to like, you know better, you know you didn't do it, but this is just becoming like a vehicle for content. Like,
right, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It's just kind of like it makes me sad it makes me sad. Like, all right, you're just doing this to tell people that you did it, even though you probably know that you didn't. Like, this just makes me sad for that person, that like this is something that they are holding so tightly to.
Well, the guy was like, "You guys are making this too big of a
You're
deal,
taking it
blah,
too
blah, blah."
seriously.
And I'm like, well, yeah, and like you don't like he wasn't trying to qualify for Boston or anything, but I'm like you can't claim a sub-3 marathon, you can't claim a Boston qualifier unless you're chip type. I mean, it's just part of the sport. It is what it is, and he obviously,
oh man,
he's not new to the fitness world. He's a fitness bro, but like he obviously doesn't understand the rules of marathoning. Okay, guys, we got to wrap up.
All right.
Send us off with something you're reading, listening to, loving. I'll go first. Atmosphere by Jenkins Reid. It's a book everybody's been talking about for the past year. Finally started it. Can't put it down. Gonna finish it tonight. So good. Highly recommend. Okay.
Nice.
Next.
I found out something about myself on my Disney Plus subscription over the break. I consumed all 6 episodes of Taylor Swift Behind the Scenes Eras Tour.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
This is to each their own. At a very like visceral level, I am super inspired watching Taylor's process with her dancers and her musicians and how she creates what she creates. We then watched a bunch of the final Eras Tour show in Vancouver. I don't like her concert doesn't impact me that much. I'm just like, oh, this is fine.
Appealing.
Like I just don't feel it much, but as a writer, I'm very inspired by her creative process because you can just tell how much, I mean, not to be a broken record, but like she is in love with the game. It's about the process. She grinds every damn day. You can tell she's just, she comes off stage and the next day she's like writing new music and mashing up 2 of her songs for the following show. And you're like, this is a true artist who's playing the game every day because she loves the game. So I found the behind the scenes much more inspiring than the show, which I think is totally fine.
Well, the thing about Taylor Swift is one thing I love. She's not a good dancer, and she's not even the best singer. She's just so good at everything else that it all works, and she probably works harder than anybody else out there. Other thing I love about Taylor Swift, one of my favorite songs back in the day, our song, it's an old school Taylor Swift song that she wrote when she was still a country singer. She wrote that for her 9th grade talent show.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just like, yeah, I mean,
she's a grinder.
You can have things about her that you don't love, but like at the end of the day, there's so much to love. Like I can't wait to watch the documentary. I've been holding on to it because I don't want it to be over.
Oh yeah. No, there's a lot. I would watch more and more of the behind the scenes just because of the nature of a creative process. It's pretty cool.
All right. For me, I think the thing that I listened to that I really, really enjoyed was the Singletrack episode where Melanson talks to Jeff Pelletier, who's done a really good job on YouTube with his own channel, has advised other people, and also came from the TV world. The title of it makes you think it's about something that it's not. So the title is like,
don't glaze over on us, Lindsey. This is very interesting.
Right. The title is about like, did David Roche change YouTube for runners or something along those lines? And they definitely touch on that, but the conversation is way more than that. So if you're like, whether you're the biggest David Roche fan or not, or you consume his content or not, is almost immaterial. I think 90% of the conversation is not about that. So, even if you're like, I saw all the episodes what David Roche did, I don't need to listen to this episode, or like, I personally don't watch any of those episodes. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This conversation I thought was really, really well done. It also dives into like doing this stuff is really hard. And he dives into a lot of it, what makes it good, what makes it doesn't, what makes it not so good. I thought it was fantastic. Peter and I both listened to it. We didn't know each other was listening to it. And we both were like, hey, did you listen to this? This was great. And it was incredibly well done. It came out, I think, 3 weeks ago. So if you go on the Singletrack Podcast, just scroll down like 3 or 4 episodes. It'll be right there.
Oh,
we'll try to put it in the show notes. It is very, YouTube, whether you're even, both the stuff happening on YouTube is emergent and is like really important in the brand space, in the athlete space. It's like where you're going to learn about our favorite athletes, and the landscape is changing. And I even think if you're not watching YouTube videos, it's affecting like what you're seeing and where. Like, why does that guy have a big sponsorship? And you're like, oh, he's he's a crusher and he tells his story well on YouTube, or like it's affecting the landscape in ways you might not even notice. So it's fun to have them break it down and really dissect, oh, how would this have been different 10 years ago if this existed, or this feature, or it only became, Matt was clarifying for me, it only recently became possible to have two channels share a video on YouTube in the same way that like two people collaborate on a post on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Which seems it seems like immaterial. It's like kind of a minor thing, except for it affects what you see and who sees it.
Totally.
And,
it was so new that they didn't even talk about it in the episode because it hadn't happened yet when they recorded. So Jeff talks at length about how like these companies, brands need to like give these videos to the athletes to post on their channels because we will be better that way. And the reason, and as you're sitting here like, hey, why don't they just like both host it together? You can do that on YouTube. It's because they recorded it before that feature emerged. So just, little asterisk there.
Because I mean, if you're like me, you've been going down the YouTube rabbit hole on Road to the Trials content. Like Gazelle Elite out of Detroit just put out a video that is either like as boring as watching paint dry or super interesting if you're into the trials chase, like you're like, oh man, this is so much about the mundane day in, day out, but like they do a beautiful job. And like, that's the beauty of these niche content, and so hopefully it'll get more in front of the right audiences with these new features. Anyways, we could talk about this stuff.
Yeah. I hope that we have given you all something to listen to or enjoy. Of course, after you've finished listening to Relay, Road to the Trials, Rambling Runner, I'll have another. There's so many other things to listen to still. But friends, thank you so much for being here this week, and we'll see you next time on Relay.
Go buy some Noogs. Thank you.